You can certainly use the home base method for almost any kind of creature. For instance, this could definitely be the beginning of a butterfly, and you could just embellish it if you want. I've used that long format, and later we'll talk about that. Flowers make great wings, by the way. Just split them in half. But sometimes it's nice to go further with the piecing and get a little bit more of a design into it. I've drawn one on paper, and this is a more complex method. I've actually drawn the design and cut out all the pieces, you can see. Still in banded methods where you'll be able to piece in strips. And all I've done with that is I've taken each piece and basically just laid it on fabric and very loosely cut it. And the reason for this is I'm not really measuring. I want the skew and the accidental curves and the things that happen unexpectedly. So each piece has been cut out of a fabric and placed basically where it goes. And you can see automatically how you'll work in the banded method. You'll do the same kind of thing. You'll flip this down and stitch and press open. And then you'll do the same thing for each side. And then when you get them sewed in sections, you will do the straight seam. Now I wanted to talk about color a little bit here because if you notice, for me, color is not always the same color. In other words, blue is not always the same blue. And that's why I suggested you sort by color. Because instead of picking the same fabric for the ground, it's nice to mix it up a little bit and pick related colors to give your piece a little bit more movement in terms of shade. I've sewed the first side on, and I'm about to put the other one on. And you can see sometimes you're not too careful with what you do. And actually, it's easy to correct that. The only thing you ever have to do is just shave off enough to give yourself a straight sewing line. And a lot of times it's these adjustments that will actually give your piece this kind of crazy character. I really like it. So this is kind of a free piecing thing in a way, because when you cut your pattern pieces, you're not doing it exactly. And you can see that maybe it's just not going to come out like the original drawing. And if you've got something like this going on, you can just chop it off and maybe sew another little piece of fabric here to fill in. And that's what you see a lot of times in these kind of pieces, is just this sort of random result of correction. So there's several different ways you can do it. And the last way that I'll be showing is the actual method where I actually draw some of the elements and go back and maybe fill those in.